So I'm just waiting for that basic PT system to boot up. In a minute, it should be ready. I'll continue.
Okay, sir.
Just share my screen. Okay. So now we can start working on the system
Yes, sir.
without using it. But now we've already done scans previously. Okay, so we know that there are three ports open. We have already seen what is present on FTP.
Yes, sir.
We've already seen
FTP
what
and
is
SSH and HTTP.
HTTP, right? Now
Yes,
with
sir.
SSH, can I do anything with SSH right now?
Uh, no, sir.
No, because we don't have credentials for SSH.
Yes, sir.
You don't
Yes, sir.
have any username or password to log in over SSH. So there's nothing to do
Yes,
with that. So let us focus on HTTP.
yes,
HTTP means there's a web server running.
yes, sir.
So we can try to go to the browser and we'll try to access it. So 10.0.2.245, which is the IP for this system.
Yes,
And okay, so this is the default web page for the server. So now we have reached the server, but we don't know where there might be a website here or whether even there is a website on the server, because this page only tells us that we have reached the server. That's it.
yes, sir.
We don't know any websites here. Let's try to run a script scan, see if it gives us anything. Okay, even the script scan is not really helpful. Let's try running a vulnerability scan. Maybe that will give us something useful. Okay, should be done soon. Okay, this is, I think it's taking too long. Does anyone know any alternatives for this?
NMAP quick scan.
No, I mean, we already have our basic port scan results. Any alternative
Yes,
to figure out what directory might be present on the web server? That's what I'm talking about.
sir. No, sir. No idea, sir.
Okay, I'll I'll show you that. There are tools for this. One of them is known as DERB or Directory Buster. Okay, so basically, what it will try to do is it will try to find out what URLs on a website or what URLs on a web server are active.
Okay,
So
sir.
the URL currently that we have is 10.0.2.245. Okay, now we need to search for websites here, and after that, I need to specify a word list. Okay, so where a list where it'll pick names for different web pages and try them. Okay,
Okay.
so for the word list that is most useful in this case. Okay, actually we have our results here, and see, it has already found an interesting URL for us, secret. Okay,
Yes, sir.
but let me just show you how to use Derb, and then I'll go to that URL as well. URL, sorry, user share Derbuster, which is another tool. Is just you could say is the GUI version of Derb and
Okay, sir.
word lists. And there are a number of word lists here. Okay, so the ones we most commonly use are this directory list 2.3 medium and directory list 2.3 small. So directory list 2.3 small. So these are the ones that are most useful. You can try other ones if you don't find any directories using these, but
Okay, sir.
for the most part, these are sufficient.
Okay, sir.
Now, what you can do is we already know that the URL is that secret. So let's go there and let's see what we get. Okay, we are getting some sort of blog like this. Okay, by default, this is not going to be what opens up. Okay,
Yes,
just
sir.
give me a moment. Okay, so when you open it for the first time, this is what you are going to see. Okay, so now this is not properly formatted. There are no images. Okay, some icons are too big, and if you click on links there,
Yes, sir.
you'll have trouble accessing them. Can you figure out why that's
Okay,
happening?
sir. Because we have not proper permission for that.
Proper permission.
Yes, sir.
Uh, it's a web server. You're accessing it.
Like we do not have
We do
access.
not have access.
Yes, sir.
No, that's not the case. Look again at what I'm doing. I'm clicking a link here. Okay, and when I reach that link, what it tells me is we are having trouble finding that site. Okay, now
Yes,
pay
yes,
close
right.
attention here to figure out what exactly is the case. Can you see it? What the problem is? Let me go back and do it again. What about now?
No, sir. No, sir, no idea, sir.
Okay, so are you able to figure out the error?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. Notice the URL. How about now?
Sir, it's trying to connect a VTC, something slash secret.
It's trying to connect to VTC SIG, right?
Yes, sir.
And what we have here is this 10.0.2.245,
IP
our
address,
IP.
yes, sir.
And it's trying to
Yes, sir.
connect to VTC SIG. So the thing is, VTC SIG is the host
Sir, your
name
voice is
for the
breaking.
system, but
Your voice is
my
breaking, sir.
browser of course has no. Am I audible now? No power over here currently.
Yes, sir. Now you're.
Audible. Okay. So what I'm saying is my browser, okay, has no way of knowing what VTC sec is. However, all the
Yes, sir.
links here, they are all pointing towards VTC sec. So what's happening is when it encounters this VTC, it is sending a DNS request for it. But of course, there is no website with the name with the name VTC sec. So I'm not getting any results. My browser. Yeah. So as I was saying, my browser is not getting any results back for VTC sec. So what can I do to fix this issue?
Mm, mm.
Okay.
So we just put the IP address, sir.
If I put the IP address, okay, I'll reach the website. I'll reach the same page again. But
Okay.
what is happening is all these links are still pointing to VTC sec. I cannot chase those links themselves,
So the voice is breaking actually. Again.
right? They are hard coded into the system. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit my host's file and add an entry for VTC6 so that it corresponds to that IP on my attacking system. So this is the IP.
सर ये कहाँ से ओपन हुआ?
Pardon?
सर मतलब हाउ डिड इट ओपन?
How did it open? We access the etc host file with nano.
Sir, you have disconnected for a while, so we can't see that. Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you.
Okay.
See, this is the command I ran. Nano is the editor, the command line
Okay,
editor.
sir. Yes, sir.
And I opened the host file which is present in etc. So etc hosts, I
Okay.
opened it and I added an entry, okay, for VTC sec along with the corresponding IP. So
Okay, sir.
now my system knows that if it has a request for VTC sec, it should redirect it to that IP. Okay, I'll come
Okay, sir.
back here. So if I click on this link now, see what happens. I'm able to access the site, okay, with the proper formatting and all the, there's a background image, the font, proper font that is selected for it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you understood how we got here and why it wasn't happening earlier.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Now this is a website, okay, it's built using WordPress. There are multiple mentions of WordPress, so
Okay.
that tell us that this has been built using WordPress. All right.
Yes.
Now when we test a website, do you know what is one of the first things that we look for on that website?
Is there any database server learning?
No, database is something else, but uh, we look for a file known as robots.txt. Okay, now this file, basically what this file is, in this case, that file is not present on the server, so it's taking us to Google search. But normally what
Yes, sir.
happens is this file contains a list of all the web pages that web crawlers like Google and Yahoo, they are not allowed to access because there may be
Yes,
some
sir.
sensitive information there.
Yes, sir.
So if you're testing a website, and of course you would like to have that sensitive information, so it is helpful to look for this robots.txt file. If it is there, it may give you some information that you can use.
Yes, sir.
In this case, such a file is not present on this website, so that option is not available to us. But normally, if it is there, then you should definitely make use of it. Okay,
Okay,
so
sir.
that thing did not work out here. Let's see what else we can do. Okay, so there's just one basic post here, hello world kind of post, and there's a standard comment, nothing unusual. Now on this website, okay,
Yes.
like there's hardly anything here. It's a very small, very compact thing, just one post. There's no content. There is a tool that I can use to scan WordPress websites known as WP scan. Let's see if this gives us any information. So the way to use it is WP scan, and you provide the URL with this option. So the URL is the uh, secret. You can
Sir,
also
how
use,
could you know that tool?
pardon,
Sir, how can you know that we can use WP scan and other how can we use another tool, etc.
because WP scan is specifically built for WordPress websites.
Sir, how could you know about that tool?
It's just something you come across, you learn things, you get to know more tools and stuff.
Uh, okay, sir. So basically, we have to Google for tools.
See, throughout this course, you are going to see quite a lot of tools. And of course, you can keep looking
Okay,
for
sir.
tools that you think would be relevant. There's always something new coming out.
Okay, sir.
Of course, I've used this tool many times, so I'm familiar with it. Once you start using it, you will become familiar with it as well. Again, these things
Okay,
come
sir.
with practice. Okay, so practice as much as you can. That's the thing.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now, so WP scan is telling us that it's an Apache server and there's a README file. Upload directory has listing enabled. So If you do upload something, we'll be able to see all those uploads here. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes.
but there's nothing of much use to us here that could have found. Let's go back to the website. Okay, let's see what else is there. Okay, let's try to find out usernames that are present. Okay, so this first post, if you take a look, was made on this date by admin. Okay, so we know that there is a user here with the name admin, and since the name is admin, that is an indication that it's going to be the administrator account.
Yes, sir.
If you scroll downwards, there's a login portion here. Username, we know that there is one username called admin. We don't know the password, we can try out a few random things and look at the error. It's telling that the password you entered for the username admin is incorrect. That means the username is fine, but the password is incorrect.
Yes, sir.
So we know that this is a correct username. And as of now, I don't know the password. I can try a few default passwords like admin 1234567 8. I can use the word password itself, or maybe something like or pass 123, password 123, which is also very common. Or I can simply use the word admin. Oh, okay. Well, that worked. The
Yes,
default.
sir.
Okay, so admin, very weak password combination. Now what we have is we have admin access to this website. Okay, so I can now control this entire website. I can do whatever I want within this website.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes.
with admin access, again, you have this WordPress dashboard and you have a lot of different options here. So I can see what users are present. I can add users, delete users. So at this point, there's only this one user account and we already have access to it. I
Yes.
can change the appearance. I can make new posts, set the theme, change it, whatever I want.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this admin access that we have over this website, I can now exploit it. I can now make use of this to further hack onto the system. Now that can be done with the help of Metasploit as well, and we can do it without Metasploit as well. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
uh, again, since I mentioned that I'm not going to focus too much on Metasploit, I'll be doing using I'll be, not be using Metasploit for this purpose. And okay, in the next session, I'll be covering how to do that.